Hi Jack, how are you?
Hi, Zara. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really honored to be one of the first people to be interviewed on the Informal Studio, and
Yes,
I'm really excited to see your journey
yes.
with Informal Studio and everything that will come out of Informal Studio.
All right, awesome. First question, what do you do and what's your process?
So I'm an artist and educator. I use code as the primary medium. I use code for a variety of practices. I use code to create images, and those images sometimes they are digital, that live on the screen. Sometimes they are analog. So I use code as instruction for like a pen plotter that draw on piece of paper and other type of analog medium. And I also built my own drawing robot, and I use my own robot to experiment with how to use code and use the computational techniques to apply to physical drawings. And also sometimes some of my work are interactive, some are non-interactive. Really a variety of things that I'm exploring. And to me, yeah, my process is usually like a very iterative one. I try to I usually start with a simple idea, and then over a period of time, I try to iterate, change different things, and then slowly build up a piece of work.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's usually my process.
Nice. My next question is, what role does experimentation and exploration play in your creative practice?
Yeah, so that's a really good question because experimentation and exploration is really central to the way I work. So about 3 years ago, I was at a point in my life or in my practice that I was pretty lost, and I was trying to figure out what type of work I want to make and uh, what do I want to produce? And that's when I started to learn about this artist, Zach Lieberman, uh, who uh, who's been doing daily coding for a very long period of time, I believe starting at like 2016 or so. And I drew a lot of inspiration from him. And inspired by him, I decided to start doing my own daily practice. So I've been doing that for 3 years, every single day. And so I use that as an opportunity to try different ideas, try different kind of techniques, different kind of technologies. And to me, over the past of 3 years, that really has become a part of my life, part of way that I approach my work of through that kind of relentless experimentation, just trying things out. And so that's been a really important part, and a lot of work really coming from the experimentation, from all this different kind of exploration. And to me, part of one thing I really like about being an artist is, or maybe it's kind of ideal, which is to have freedom to really do all kinds of, yeah, try all kinds of media, not being limited by one particular thing, and have that flexibility to really explore and expand and always work on things that I'm excited about and I enjoy doing.
Super interesting. I can totally relate to some aspects of that. My next question is, what's one project that you're particularly proud of?
It's kind of hard to figure out to find one particular project that I feel like, but there is a theme that keep coming up, and that is the kind of use of pixelation. To me, pixelation is really a product of digital medium, like with computers and digital screens. It's it's kind of a symbol of imperfection of screens
Yeah.
because technically in the real world, everything is almostly infinitely yeah there you can see infinite amount of details, but
Mm,
on screen it's limited by pixels. Even now we have very high resolution image, very high resolution screens. If you zoom in really closely, and you'll see the pixels.
Pixels, yeah,
So
exactly.
so it's kind of the imperfection of the technology that we use, but I use my work. So I'm really fascinated by that idea and that kind of aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
And I use my work to amplify that. And also at the same time, that's the imperfection of the technology. And I also try to amplify imperfection or the kind of ambiguity. Some people want to always be yeah,
Perfect. Like
that's
there is this goal for perfection, So it's kind of about
yeah.
embracing these imperfections and these building blocks of these pixels that represent something in the larger scheme of things.
Exactly. Yeah, I think there is like this urge of trying to make everything perfect, and a
Exactly.
part of me also is a perfectionist, and I won't try to be perfect. But then sometimes I think it's important to acknowledge that we are humans, we are not perfect, and it's the kind of imperfection of in us that really make us unique, and that's really an aspect that I really want to celebrate,
Exactly.
and that's I think why pixelation really comes up a lot. So in some of the drawing robot, for instance, that I mentioned, the whole idea of that the drawing robot is based on the idea of pixelation. So it will break image down to a small amount of pixels, and each pixel is really large, and then the robot will go pixel by pixel. And
Mhm.
because of that technique, the robot, even though I designed it to be a imprecise robot, purposefully designed it to be not so accurate, but it's still able to create like a very scribbly images that we can still tell what the image is. So that's really a type of visual and that keep coming up
Mm.
and in my work, yeah.
Awesome, great. What advice would you give to someone who's interested in learning about code or using technology as a creative medium?
That's a great question. That's a super important question as well. Uh I think going back to my own practice, I would really encourage anyone that's working with really any practice, but in particular with code, to explore, to always try things. There's really new technology that's coming out every day, and that usually means there's always new possibilities. So, so yeah, if you continuously explore and experiment, that's how you can create more and more interesting work.
Mm.
But at the same time, I think it's also really important to stay cautious about applying these technologies while we are doing this. Sometimes it's important to really, I mean, it is always important to really step back
Mm.
and think about what, first of all, why we are using this, and also what is the implication
Mm.
of using these technologies. Especially recent years, generative AI
Yeah.
has really become increasingly popular, and so while I even myself I don't really have an answer about a lot of questions, but I think it's important to think about what's the implications of using these technologies in your work,
Mm.
and what's the environmental impact, what does it mean for us to what does it mean for human creativity,
Mm.
and I think ultimately it's not about finding one single correct answer.
Mm.
It's more about having these conversations. If people keep pushing all the technology forward without think about the technology,
Mm.
that's where the it's really dangerous.
Dangerous, yeah.
And yeah, so I think the having those kind of conversation and keeping this uh, topic going is a very important aspect.
Mm.
And that also goes back to education. I think it's in order to facilitate this kind of conversation, it's important to educate people to have more people. Yeah, in order to have more people engaged in this kind of conversation, it's important for people to understand the technology, or at least the basics
Mm.
of these technologies. That's why I also find, it really rewarding to be an educator to teach. And I think without a good understanding of the technology, either people can potentially be fearful about technology because of the unknown and uncertainty, or people can potentially be overconfident about the technology and not thinking about the potential danger or the potential side effects of them. Yeah.
It's super thoughtful. I think I agree with you along many of those points, especially with AI. There's a lot of like negativity towards it, but you can use it to teach you like how to code and things like that, like the positives.
Mhm.
So my next question, what are you exploring currently in your work and what's next for you?
Another great question. For me, I'm right now. I'm at this program at NYU Tisch called Interactive Telecommunications program. I'm pursuing my master here, and I'm also teaching the undergrad courses here. And since I've been here, first of all, I really like being back to grad school. Yeah, I really like being back to school and uh, taking classes and being around with so many talented and smart people. And I think being in that kind of environment has really helped me for my own practice and really activate that kind of creative aspect of my brain. Um, so I've been taking a lot of classes in like a lot of different varieties and a lot of different topics. So, um, and that really helped me unlock a lot of different possibilities in my practice. So, for instance, uh, I've taken a class called the Code of Music, where I'm using code to create music. So, a lot of my work in the past does is usually tend to be silent, does not involve a lot of music. I actually personally did not know a lot about music before, so I was really excited to learn music and applying musical knowledge in my work. So I've done a series of work that exploring how we can, yeah, exploring works that are interactive and are musical. And also, I've been working on most recently. I've been actually, yeah, currently I'm working on a new version of my robot, and I've I've been doing a lot of experiment with pin plotters, so I'm hoping to borrow some of the ideas from a pin plotter to my robot. And also recently I started a YouTube channel called My Coding Show, and because I really enjoy teaching, and using that YouTube channel to teach coding and sharing my experiments, and that's been yeah really exciting. I really enjoy doing that. And most recently, I did a video on touche tiles, which is a type of which is one way to create a pattern based on tiles that are seamless between the edges. And I've just always been fascinated whenever I learn something new. I was really fascinated by the possibilities that comes with a lot of this new knowledge. And I'm equally excited to share these ideas with the world and with people. And yeah, and I choose YouTube because I really want to make the content accessible
Hmm.
so that everyone can watch it for free. And yeah, that's what's been going on.
That's amazing. Everybody check out the YouTube channel if you want to learn about
Thank
code.
you.
It
Thank
would be
you.
great to have you on for another episode for a tutorial or something in the future.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And thank you so much for your time, Jack. It was a pleasure talking to you. I feel like I learned so much more about your world, and your art. It's beautiful. Like I've been following your work for a while, a long time now. And yeah, I took a workshop with Jack last year with Digital Futures, and it was one of the best experiences I had with an online workshop because I take workshops quite often in different like topics. So yeah, keep a lookout for more workshops as well, everybody. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I'm really glad you had a great experience, and thank you so much. Again, really appreciate I really appreciate you having me as one of the first people on in informal studio, and I'm really looking forward to the videos that will be in. Yeah,
Awesome. That's
looking
great.
forward to all the videos. Yeah,
All right.
thank you, Zara.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right.